Hey everyone, welcome back to the react.js course. So in this video, we'll be continuing the react.js forms video that is about the submit button. And if you find this interesting, let's get started right away. So in this video, we'll be looking at how to submit the form that we created in the previous video. So we had three input fields and a select tag where we had to select the places, and we were storing all of the information inside of our state. So now let us create a submit button and let us get the values correctly. Okay. So just beneath the select tag, let's write input. Okay, so type is gonna be submit. The value is also gonna be submit. Come on. So the value is gonna be submit. All right, so now let's save the file. All right, now let's save the file and then go back. Yeah, so you can see the submit button over there. So now let's provide a on click event on submit to the form. So over here, let's write on submit. Let's initialize a function handle submit. So let's define the function over here. Okay, so const handle submit. Let's take the event object over here, and now let's see what is going to happen. Okay, so let's start typing the inputs, and let's remove the state that we are showing it on the screen, that is these values. That's not required. Yeah, so now let's start typing something on the screen. And let's select a random place. Now if I press on submit, it's gonna go. I mean, all the data is gone because the form is submitting itself. Okay, so to prevent that, we are gonna make use of the event. So access the event, and then there is a method called as prevents default. So now it's not gonna submit itself. Okay, so let's write random names and passwords, and then yeah, so now if I press on submit, yeah, so nothing is going to happen. We are seeing the input values until we perform anything that we need to perform. Okay, like storing it in a database or something. So now what we are going to do is, firstly let's create objects, that is array of objects, so that we can enter the form multiple times. So now what we do is, let's create a result object and store everything inside of it. So firstly we want the username, and then we want the password. We also want access to the email and the option, right? It's gonna be a small one. Yeah, so now let's console.log the result if we are getting it correctly, right? So save the file, refresh the app once. Yeah, now let's start typing the names as well as the password, and let's select a place. Okay, and let's press on submit. So yeah, submit. Let's check the app once, I mean the console. Yeah, so as you can see, a object is created, and we are getting all the values that we just typed into the input field. So by making use of these object, you can do whatever you want with the application. Okay, so now let's come back over here. So now let's implement in such a way that we are able to enter more values after we enter the first values. Okay, so over here, after storing the results inside the object, so let's access the set username, and let's make it an empty field so that we can enter a new value again. And let's access that email, again make it into an empty field. Now set password. Yeah, we're going to do the same thing with the set password as well. So save the file once. Now let's press on submit again. Yeah, so there you go, it's working fine. So now what we do is we are coming to this function each and every time. So a new object is created. So we are going to store each of the object into an array. Okay. So for that, let us initialize the array at the top over here. So let's say const answers, comma set answers equals to use state. Over here we're going to pass an empty array because we want to create an array of objects. Okay, so each of the object is going to contain each of these fields with the new values that we have written. Okay, so what we're going to do is, after we have console.log the result, we're going to access the set answers. Okay, we're going to include whatever is there inside the answers initially, that is we are spreading the value, and then we're going to add the result to the array. Okay, so save the file once. Yeah, now let's give it a try. So instead of console.logging the result, after this function we're going to say console.log of the answers array, right? Or we're going to give a message too. So this is going to say stored results. Save the file once. So let's enter the form a couple of times. So refresh once. So now let's enter all the values. Okay, so let's enter it a couple of times. Let's select random place and then submit. Let's enter it again. Alright, now let's again press submit. So now let's check the console log if it's working fine. Yeah, as you can see, we have an array of 2, that is 2 objects are stored, that is the values that we just typed, and each of the objects inside the array have the values that we stored, right, that we typed inside the input field, that is email, option, password, and the username. Yeah, I think we are done with the submit part. We are essentially storing all the values into an array. Okay, by making use of a new array, and with the help of, and you can use this answers array wherever you want, like we can store it inside of a database or something like that. So for now, I think that is it about the submit part. Okay, and the control inputs video. So I think let's see you in the next video, and then thank you for watching.